Hi, greetings, Psychic Frank's Mystery School. Well, the lighting's, it's early. I'm doing a show early today. Yeah, I'm Frank Malinaro, Malinaro, also known as Psychic Frank's Mystery School. And I'm Psychic Frank. And that's Gabby, somewhere around here. Where are you? There she is. See, she's right up there. Anyway, I'm still here in this apartment because of the shortage of workers. My windows that are going to be in the new apartment I'm moving into are taking weeks, maybe could even be months before they show up. So it looks like I'll be here. I'm just grateful I have a roof over my head. Volcanoes are going off all over, Hawaii. I have a special attachment to Hawaii, and I'm going to talk about Humara. That's named after a Hawaiian goddess, an asteroid that's very, I think, our saving grace, but we'll get back to that. Okay, so yeah, I'm a psychic healer who uses astrology, numerology to enhance what I do. And I do have the cards here, so hopefully at the end of this, towards the end of my 52 minutes, yeah, twice a month I do shows for SF Commons here in San Francisco via Bayvac. Thank you. Yeah, the recap last week, I'm still reading this. It's called Mental Floss. It's by Andy Norman. Infectious Ideas, Mind Parasites, and the Search for a Better Way to Think. Forward by Steven Pinker. It's one of those books you just can't, rush by it. It's just makes you stop and ponder. And I like what he says about you spend most of your life inside your head. Dot dot dot. Make it a nice place to be. Yeah, yeah. You hear what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, October. I was just listening to the Spinners. I'm a child of the 40s, but I grew up in the 60s, and Motown just got into my DNA at an early age, and I love Motown, especially the Spinners. I'll be around, and they said, "This is our fork in the road." Yep, October is our fork in the road. Yeah, this is the last day of September. It's September 30th, Wednesday. Tomorrow's the 1st of October. America's in a 7 year. 2021 is 5. America's day and month is 11/2. Uh, 5 and 2 is 7. So this is a 7 month, a 7 year. Wisdom comes through emotional pain. Uh, yeah, I found something interesting here. Uh, and I put it so here. I got a stack of stuff right here. Uh, yeah, so we're going to talk. Pam Gregory is a living legend in my, excuse me, as far as I'm concerned. She's an amazing astrologer, and I strongly recommend. She just put up a tape yesterday. She puts up two tapes a month, the new moon and the full moon of every month. But she put an extra little one out there. It's a half-hour video on our Pluto return. I keep on saying it takes Pluto 450 years. No, I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit that. I don't bill myself an astrologer. I'm a psychic healer who uses astrology. No, it takes 250 years for Pluto to make it go around the wheel, and our Pluto is we're having a Pluto return. Yeah, it starts out. It starts off. It starts off 2023, 24. And it's affecting all mutable cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are Capricorn, that's where Pluto is now, the planet of death, destruction, and rebirth. We're in the deconstruction period. Um, the old worn out doesn't work, stale. And yes, Gabby, come here. Come here, darling. And so that's Capricorn, Cancer, Libra people, and Aries people. So cardinal signs. I thought I found something I wrote. I found this. As I said, I'm still going through things, boxing things up. It's a real cleansing, and also this. I started when the sun was in Virgo, but that's all over now. Didn't get much done. Physically, mentally, I got a lot done. I'm doing a lot of reading. Excuse me. Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008 and remains there until 2023. As a cardinal sign, Capricorn is one of the four hinges of the material world. Etymology, the word, I forget that. It's got a lot of syllables anyway. The word cardinal, quote unquote, was rooted in the English word hinge, or hinge, H-E-I-N-G-E. In this techno-crazy world of iPads, quantum computing, there's nothing sexy about a door hinge. However, imagine living in a pre-hinged world. There were no doors or gates. The invention of the hinge was a profound breakthrough. It enabled humans to build walls that allowed for selective passage without compromising the integrity of the structure of the wall. A cardinal sign is a hinge. So all you Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries people, your hinges. Cardinal, or look for your chart wherever you have any planets in any of those cardinal signs. That's like your Mars. That's the way you roll, your modus operandi. So if you have Mars in one of those cardinal signs, then you are a hinge. Venus, Sun. Venus. At the end of the day, Venus is going to have her way. Your Sun is your purpose. Your Mars is your method. At the end of the day, Venus is always going to have her way. So always find out where someone. If you have a meeting, find out where their Venus is. You don't need to know the exact position. Just ask them their birthday. Open your ephemeris, and then say, "Oh, he's got Venus in Aries." Have to build up, praise him for his passion. Passion for life there, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Cardinal signs start new seasons. Libra, October, the autumnal equinox, spring, Aries there, the spring. They are hinged doors that change the landscape. So I thought that was interesting. So what's going on now? Pam Gregory talks about what happened on 9/11. Was our rising sign, America's, anybody's rising sign. You could do a chart for anything that was created, from a human being to a building and to a country. So the United States of America has 12 degrees Sag rising. That's our identity. Your rising sign is your identity. So all of us living in America have this Sag rising. Have that Sag doorway, the archer, the optimistic, it's a wonderful, everything has a shadow. Running roughshod over people is always a shadow there. And then, as I said, on 9/11, okay, Pluto is transiting our rising sign, and it 12 degrees Sag. And it was in opposition. Saturn rather was on our rising sign. Opposition. No, Pluto was on our ascendant, and Saturn was opposite that in Gemini. And it's interesting because Saturn is buildings, and Gemini is the twins, and the twin towers went down. Yeah, listen to Pam Gregory. It's her take. It's on. It just came out a few days ago, and it's a masterclass. It is a total masterclass. She also talks about Humera, the asteroid that's going to save us, and she talks about there's all these asteroids that are really becoming more powerful now. So it's all about power to the people. Of course, she starts off this video saying that the U.S. Pluto returned, and then she mentions the Declaration of Independence. will affect the world. Yeah, there's a new. We're going to really take the Declaration of Independence, what it originally meant before all the politics got in the way, will affect the world. The colonists really wanted to break away from the erroneous taxes coming from the UK, and they also felt they had no representation in government by the UK. Oppressive, we learned this in grammar school, taxation without representation. Here, obsessive taxation and controlling government where they had no say. Taxation without representation, that we learned that from way back, isn't there a little wrinkle in your brain getting ironed out now? Yeah, all men are created equal. All men have the right given by God. 3 rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So in the United States chart, Pluto's in our second house. Those are values: money, possessions, values. A lot of people are looking for a mate, looking for the 5th house of romance, the 7th house of partnerships. No, no, no. Go to the second house. Whatever, play off that second house, because that's possessions, lovers, money. That's and values, and our values. The United States of America. I have the chart right here. Yeah, this is it. It was 5:10 p.m. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 4th of July, 1776. We're a 5 life path. 1776 was a 7, 7, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. Yeah, 3 times 7 is 21. I was beaten up by a math book, literally, when I was a kid. Isn't that funny? Because I was attacked. I was just well, I look back at, man, what a colorful past I've had, but that's another story. Yeah, so, second house is also, see, what's going to happen, see, our south node is 7 degrees Aquarius. That's where Saturn is right now. Saturn's on America's south node. See, the south node is redundant. It's not a bad thing. It's where we mastered that, and to do it again would be like, boring, tedious. So we're supposed to take that master fixed air sign and filter it through our heart, Leo, our north node. See, that's the thing. We look back for 1 second, it all turns to crap. And I found something interesting here about the only thing evil can't stand is forgiveness. Let that sink in there. The only thing evil can't stand is forgiveness. And that's why we're here. On my last show, I was talking about Emmett Fox. And he says, anybody you have any hard feelings about, you will meet again in a future life, depending on the severity of it. That's why, they'll spend a lot of time on forgiveness, in this world where, instant, was it fast, easy, and cheap? We want everything fast, easy, and cheap. Then with Tina Turner and Ike, we don't do anything nice. Oh, look who came over to see me. Oh, hi, Gabby. Oh, you came over to join us. Thank you. Oh, you're looking lovely today. Okay. Gabby, the lovely bird. She's either, when I got her, when she flew into my life, she was, the people who gave her to me said she was either 2 or 3. So we've been together 25 years as of August. This past August was our 25th. So she's either 27 or 28. And they have a 35-year plus, hopefully 35-year plus lifespan. The reason I like birds, I've always had birds over the last, couple of decades. And when it's time for them to go, it's not sad. I don't know what it is. Dogs, oh yeah, that's a heartache. Cats, dogs. But somehow, I was sad when my birds, especially Ciccolini. Oh, he was my favorite finch. Anyway, enough of that. Death is not anything to be sad about. It's a graduation. It's a celebration. I think the sadness comes about poor me. poor me, poor me, pour me a drink, right? Get off the pity pot, you know? Okay, so what's going on? October, as I said, is our fork in the road. It's power to the people, right on. Remember John Lennon and Yoko Ono? Well, if you don't, it was good. It was good. Uh, yeah, so that's what it has to do with fight or flight. So yeah, we, as I said, had the choice. We had a choice on 9/11. We could have repaired. Okay, the two symbolically literate. They took the towers of Wall Street. So Wall Street, the 1%, the 90%, a lot of people don't even have clean water. So, the distribution of finances, economic, that was Wall Street. Instead of reforming that, the industrial military complex invaded the wrong country, and it became a vendetta to get Saddam Hussein. It was a mess. It was a mess. We made a wrong turn and we kept on going. And the Pentagon. So those are the two areas that needed to be repaired, refigured, that were out of control. And that's what we didn't do. That's what we didn't do. And, I found, we're finding, there's another book I found called Making Contact by Alan Steinfeld. Yeah, the main library here in San Francisco, down by Civic Center. Yeah, it's open again. It's like a ghost town though, but it's staffed and you can walk around. And I spent a lot of time there. I love libraries. So this was on the new releases. So I just picked this up the other day, and I am going through it, and we'll read it all because it's all different. Chapters with different authors, and it's this guy, Alan Steinfeld, put it all together. But the conclusion, the last 2 pages, is what I want to share with you all today. Right, and then we're going to talk about October, the full moon, the Libra New Moon. We got the Sun and Moon and Mars, all 13.5 degrees Libra. Woo! So it's all, you get easy to get not only analysis paralysis, you can analyze things and get enough data. It's an infinity of data on any subject you might want to make a decision on. And at the end of the day, you just got to trust your gut. And then once you do, the law of necessity and her daughters, the fates kick in and everything. But see, with Mars so close to the Sun and Moon, and then all these other things going on, it was going to be really easy to use Mars the wrong way and get irritated and then become defensive, like my way, or, So it's important to keep, breathe, keep equanimity of mind. See, that's one of those non-material gifts that you get to take with you when you leave Earth School, Okay, so here we go. I put a bookmark in it. Okay, conclusion. Here we go. I love this. Okay, it's called Making Contact. Preparing for the new realities of extraterrestrial existence. Aliens make us more human. That's a beautiful chapter there. And then he talks about all these writers, Mary Dowell, Carolyn Corey, indicate becoming multidimensional is becoming more of ourselves as human beings. Only then will we have what it takes to truly make contact. And then the conclusion says, like Alan Watts said decades ago, we're as far out of space as we're ever going to get. We're always dreaming, but our conscious mind makes such a loud sound that we don't notice it. Then he says, perhaps human consciousness is alien. A friend of mine, Darren Stevenson, he's not Darren Stevenson, it sounds like Bewitched, made a startling suggestion. Perhaps human consciousness is alien, quote unquote. This would certainly explain why our lives based on creative expression are markedly different from all other inhabitants of this beautiful planet. If we do have this alien consciousness inside of an ape-like animal, yeah, Yeah, there's some beautiful things here. There's a quote by in the very beginning. Just reminded me of it. In the very beginning, in the forward here. There's a quote saying, William James. William James said something about uh, William James, varieties of religious experiences. He said, "We may be in the universe as dogs and cats are in our libraries, seeing the books and hearing the conversations, comma, but having no inkling of the meaning of it all." This book becomes a guide for shifting our conceptions about organic intelligence and the infinity of space. I keep on reminding people, every day brings unexpected, wonderful surprises. Someone had to sit a toddler down, and of course, they probably didn't use these words. They probably only a sick person would say, look at a kid and say, you know what? Life is Donald Trump used to drill into little Donnie Jr.'s head. Don't trust anyone. Someone had to be just as insistent in teaching some kids. It's one goddamn thing after another. Do you understand? Capiche? You understand what I'm saying? It's one goddamn thing after another. The right one don't get you, the left one will. How many people were raised to believe that life, Marcus Aurelius said, every day brings its own gifts. Life, life, trust life. Life will give you. Fear contracts, love expands. Saturn contracts, Jupiter expands. Yeah, Jupiter is hovering around. Or see, Pisces is an spiritual, mystical Pisces. Surprise, surprise, is an intercepted constellation in our third house of self-expression, but it is in opposition to our Neptune right now. Neptune is 22 Virgo, and Neptune right now is 20 degrees Pisces, and it's retrograde. So that's another thing that's happening in October. Beginning the first week after the 6th, Saturn goes direct, 6 degrees Aquarius. Then Jupiter goes direct, 20 degrees something, 25 degrees Aquarius. And then we have Pluto, the end of the month, goes direct, 23 degrees, 24 degrees Capricorn. So there'll be some real big breakthroughs there. It says, we humans are not of this world. We humans are not of this world. Dream time is the true nature of our existence. Yeah, it says, excuse me, after coming out of a near-death coma with brain functions nearly dull, he said he was perceiving phenomena that would have seemed inconceivable to his scientifically based understanding before the experience. Yeah, a lot of us are having these contemporary mystical experiences, and you want to share it with someone. Yes, I know. You got a lot to say. Thank you for sharing. Okay. David Thoreau said, the universe is wilder than our views of it. Direct your eye inward and you'll find 1,000 regions in your mind yet undiscovered. Traveling them and be expert in home cosmography. Cosmography. Be an expert in home cosmography. Yeah, he said that in 1854. David Thoreau, Walden Pond there. Yeah, it was a filter to slow down the infinite awareness that is always flooding us. Yeah, understanding before the. That's why I love cannabis. I think cannabis just slows things down. Man, everything's so fast, man. Take a few hits of some weed, man, and just you can mellow. It just slows things down. Um, yeah. So anyway, Sri Aurobindo, a new world is a world that does not yet exist. We are literally there's a whole lot of videos out there. One in particular on the Aquarius Renaissance, and it really they say 2024, because 2023 is when Pluto will be in Aquarius, and that's I believe literally the just like the song, this dawning of the age of Aquarius. Okay, so this is a wonderful book, which I hope to have under my belt. But okay, let's talk a little bit about. Well, yes. So we've got transiting. Let's see what we got here. The new moon on October 6th carries a strong wake-up call that asks us to move to higher ground spiritually. That's one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs, Higher Ground. So glad I got a chance to try it again. Last time I lived a whole life for sin. Keep on trying till I reach the higher ground. Never Stevie Wonder. Oh, I just lost my audience there. The real action will take place between November and March when Venus joins Pluto in Capricorn. Yeah, that's usually Venus joins Pluto one day, once a year. But not this year. She's going to be spending 4 months, the beginning of November to the beginning of March. Excuse me. Venus is the public, and Pluto is our ability to transform, reinvent ourselves, unlearn, relearn. And I believe by then, by November, that's when Letitia James, New York City Attorney General, they know the for the last at least 4 decades, Donald Trump has been laundering money for the Russian mafia. Trump Tower, has been a little Moscow too, KBG headquarters here, and I think people are going to understand now. And as I said, we got a president who just got Biden, bless his old man ass, wrinkled old tired ass, Joe Biden. I'm mad at him. It's all right to be angry. A spiritual being and get angry. Just use that anger for fuel. He got right on TV the other day about we will never forgive, we will never forget. Man, well, why don't you? What he was really saying is, I sold my soul to the industrial military complex, and I'm too old to change. I want to go with Bo. I want to be with Bo, is what he's saying now. And what's her name? Mamala. You're a bright woman, Kamala Harris. It must be hell for you. It must be double hockey sticks for you to have to know exactly what's going on and what should be done. Let's pray for his own good. Joe Biden drops dead and Pamela. Well, don't gasp. I don't wish him dead, but I love America. When he said, "We will never forgive, we will never forget," those 6 or 7 words there just totally, it's like, shit, we might as well just slit our throats and die, get it over with, man. That's the warmonger. That's I sold my heart to the junk man right there. So, may divine justice and truth be revealed. Remember, the truth, when it comes out over the next couple of months, it's moving slowly, but it's coming out. Remember, the truth is not meant to give you comfort right off. First, the truth will make you angry. It'll make you miserable. And then it will... NASA's got to stop. They're out of goddamn control. There's no other way of putting it. That money, we could have, every being on this planet could be fed, housed, and clothed. But instead, NASA's been blowing this, just shooting it up for cheap thrills. For cheap thrills, man. This is what we're ruining the planet for. Cheap thrills. Every time you see Gayle King on, who I like, don't love her, but I like her. I don't know her enough to love her. I love her because she's a human being. Anyway, every time any of these talking heads on any TV show or any place show pictures of these rockets going into air, ruining our ozone layer. President Obama, even though he threw us under the bus by not pursuing war crimes against Cheney and the war in Rumsfeld and all them, Rahm Emanuel. Every time we think about the horrible press secretaries Trump had and Bush had, think of Rahm Emanuel, where when a week after President Obama and Michelle moved into the White House, Cheney pulled up in the middle of the night in a limousine, got the wheelchair out of the trunk, and the next day President Obama through Rahm Emanuel, announced that he was not going to pursue war crimes against Rumsfeld and Cheney and Bush, and our democracy at that point was screwed. That's the straw there. That's what ruined it. And then Rahm Emanuel, I remember like Major Garrett and all these veteran press people at the press conference were asking Rahm Emanuel, the Chicago rough guy, Rahm Emanuel, and they asked Rahm Emanuel what was going on, what made him come to this decision and screw our democracy and not pursue the Cheney, Bush, Rumsfeld for the war crimes. He said, "What are you, deaf or stupid, or both of them? Didn't you hear what I said?" And it's over. And it wasn't, it's every time you think of all the horrible press secretaries under Trump, think of Rahm Emanuel, and that son of a gun is still on all like his 2 cents matters. They're all. But as I said, the good news, even a broken clock is all right. Tells the right time twice a day. And as I said, in his, I think the only thing President Obama could be really patted on the back for, Center Right Barry, was the ozone layer surprised even the scientists. It got really noticeably smaller. We were healing. We were starting to heal. The planet, planet, people, profit, now it's profit, people, not so much. Planet's not even on the board, just keep on raping Mother Nature, So that's what we got going on there, we got to start getting our priorities in order. Oh, yeah, it's about social political structures that are no longer serving our human evolution and our highest good. Systems that have now grown with frequency. We've grown to outgrown him. We know that now. Yeah, like everybody who survived healed themselves from cancer. Well, if you got rid of cancer and then you spend the rest of your life afraid it's going to come back, you didn't heal. It's as simple as that. And all these people, I'm a survivor. Anybody who's alive every day, the way we're living in this, anybody who walks out of any door on this planet, your life is, there's guns are epidemic or out of control. I mean, it's like, okay, let's put September away. We're over with September. Yeah, so that's what happened on 9/11. I thought it's interesting when Pam Gregory talks about on 9/11, when the towers went down, Pluto was on our rising sign, opposite Saturn on our descendant, and Gemini, representing the twins, and Saturn representing buildings. So it's almost poetic. How everything. All you have to do is be symbolically literate. This is our huge fork in the road. Since 2017, Pam has been talking about this. Yeah, don't forget too, the planet Uranus is in Taurus, and in the United States of America, Taurus, 18 degrees Taurus is our 6th house. So right now, Uranus in Taurus is retrograde in our 5th house. It doesn't go direct for a few more months. But as I said, and America, as I said, this is America's 7 year. Next year's our money year. Next year, I believe, things will be different. Yeah. October 1st, Mercury. Oh, yeah, right this minute. Mercury went direct 2 days ago. So look for 25 Libra. Everything's going on with Libra, huh? And Mercury in Libra on October 1st, tomorrow, will be opposite Eris, 24 Capricorn. Uh, Eris is Mars's sister. Yeah, Pam Gregory Todd. She's a troublemaker. She'll start trouble when she sees anything unfair, and the story goes that the goddess god she didn't none of the god and goddesses liked her because she was a big troublemaker, but and they had this. It was a big goddess was getting married. There was a big wedding over there, wherever goddesses hang out, gods and goddesses, and she wasn't invited because they didn't want any fights at this wedding. And of course, she crashed it with the golden apple, and on it, it had "to the fairest." And all the goddesses fought over who was the fairest. So yeah, so there's some angers being, and what we need to be anger at the end of the day, cut to the chase and realize we let this happen. We're responsible for everything now. Even though I've spent my whole life, and I'm pushing 73. Back in the 60s, I was going on about, man, we're going to have to buy bottled water the way, we don't. So, when I left New York City in 72, the river in Cleveland was on fire. Industry was so neglect, so money hungry. They allowed chemicals that are combustible to be dumped into this river in the Chattahoochee or something, some Indian name. They wrote songs about it back then. Yeah, so October, get ready now. Fasten your seatbelts. See, when these planets were retrograde, we got to do some inner work. And believe me, behind the scenes, there's some good people in this country still. And they know, the people that are in the position now to make Donald Trump shake in his boots are. They know exactly. They know those tax things. They know that they know where his connection to the Russian mafia. He is what's called a Russian asset. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Okay, so again, the Sun Moon coming up on the 6th of October. Will be 14 degrees Libra, forming an in conjunction to 14 degrees Uranus. This really addresses how important it is to understand what you're thinking. Gather the information you need, bring it into your body, and then go do something about it, demanding the adjustment that you walk your walk. Yeah, As I said, if you're not willing to die for freedom, don't use that word. Just do that. Live your spirituality. There's so many people, nobody I know, but a lot of when I was going to meetings like, years ago, decades ago, and my sponsor, bless her soul, Frankie, and I would be walking out of these meetings, and she'd look at me and she goes, "What are they talking about, the spiritual side of life?" And I go, "I don't know." Because to me, it's right, Gabby? It's all spiritual, right? You're a good-looking chick. You want to say thank you? I know that's your favorite thing to say. Excuse me. Uranus will throw lightning bolts of electricity to get you to jump right on the right path. So if you're on the wrong path, Uranus will get you on the right path. He carries an electricity that could fry your nerves if you don't manage it well. Yeah, so it's high tension energy now. It's easy to freak out, The tension that exists with that in conjunction will bring unfairness to the surface and demand some adjustments with justice and truth. Yeah, that's what we're seeing now. And for years I've been saying hurt people hurt people. It's sort of like been an inside joke to a lot of my regular clients for decades. And then I had to remind them it's now hurt people kill people. Yeah, hurt people hurt people. Well, hurt people kill people. Yeah, it changed. Yeah, it's Dr. Fred Rogers there. I call him almost a doctor. He was such a... Oh, okay, honey. Yeah. Feelings are manageable, mentionable, and manageable. Anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that is mentionable can be more manageable. When we could talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming, less upsetting, less scary. The people we trust with that important talk can help us. Enough with small talk. I'd rather kill myself than listen to small talk. I was reading a book recently on animals, about how intelligent all animals are, and how this guy who wrote the book was interviewing this person who worked in a lab where they did experiments, really horrible experiments, sticking electrons into monkeys' brains and frogs and all kinds of living animals and critters, defenseless animals, and actually joking about it, like one eardrum gets punctured, and this guy doing the experiment was really feeling bad about it, and to cheer him up, his I don't know, lab partner said to him, "Well, he won't be listening to his stereo tonight," and you see, these are just like you wouldn't want. They're saying there's a lot of shows on antenna TV I watch on. I'm a Scorpio, I love crime things. How they investigate, and they've done a lot of research now since Son of Sam on serial killers, sadistic, sociopathic people who actually have no feeling whatsoever for sentient beings, and they do these. Those who would believe atrocities, commit, I just was reading that. I think somebody famous said that when we can believe atrocities, we can absurdities, we can commit atrocities. So anyway, we know that anybody that does these things now are sick people. And Ellen, when they studied them, they interviewed them way back, people who knew them when they were growing up, and these were kids who were totally documented as torturing and killing innocent animals, dogs, cats, rabbits. These were people actually laughing and having fun doing it, making it a mockery there, and when we gasp, like, wow, these are serial killers. But yeah, we have science right today. People living, really nice lives, making a lot of money, doing these exact criminal things to these beings, to these innocent animals, and enjoying it. Yeah, thank you, Gabby. She just thanked me for saying that. But as I said, we can't, there's so much, you can't spread yourself that thin, but at least do something. Get out, get out. Reverend Athanasy, best friends with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., back in '69 when we were celebrating, most of the white America was celebrating two white dudes on the moon. They put them there. Why not put them all? But that's another story. And they built a mock launching pad in Mississippi or something, and thousands of people protest. So all these, when you're watching your TV, if you're a person of color who wants power to the people, right on. The next time you see Gayle King or any talking head, Google and sort of foam at the mouth with joy about the atrocity, about these launching these now commercial. They're I'm looking for my tarot cards. Oh, they're right here. Okay, 43. Got the tarot cards right here. Okay. Remind yourself, people are starving in this country, and NASA's, they're not only not sharing, they're flaunting it in our face. They're saying, "I don't give a crap." Apathy is there's a $10 word for "I don't give a shit." So let's stop. Just call it what it is. Curse at your TV. Stop. When the next time you see a kid with an astronaut, Google now. They're doing the brainwashing is like everybody's drinking this Kool-Aid. Extraterrestrials exist now. I mean, America. I'm so happy I lived long enough that they finally exist. They understand now. Yeah, extraterrestrials exist. They're not only. I said this on my last show. It's worth repeating. They're not only making themselves visible. They're mocking the pilots. They're like going right in their faces and then vanishing in 2 seconds out of sight. That's how fast they're going. And or they mimic their moods, their moves, their movements. They're mimicking us. They're just laughing at us, But there's aliens among us. There's no doubt about it. I've known that. I thought I was a walk-in. After my out-of-body experience, I met a psychic, and the first thing I said to her was, am I a walk-in? And she assured me nobody walked out. But Ruth Montgomery talked about souls who are, not happy with their life. And they incarnated, and an extraterrestrial will make a soul agreement with them, and they'll walk out, and then, walk-ins. They say Anwar Sadat was a walk-in. All of a sudden, he changed overnight. All of his friends left him, and he ended up dying, because he became a peacenik, and, his lifelong sick beliefs no longer made sense. Just like I left my body at 82, I believe a lot more people are going to have these transcendental experiences, mystical experiences that will totally wake them up. That's why, as I said, when you wake up, you're going to be angry when you realize, oh, I've been BS'd. You got to realize, make peace with it. Realize, everything happened for a reason. Stop making sense. You'll make yourself crazy. Life's a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. Gabby, what are you doing, honey? Oh, it's kind of dark here, and she lost her balance. No, don't do that. Come here. Come on. Come here, baby. Come on. Don't get hurt. I don't want her to chew the wires. Oh, baby. Okay. Look, she's on my foot. Come on, Gary, get out of here. Okay. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I've got a little floor show going on there. Oh, God have mercy. I love animals. Kids, I love them. I had a rotten childhood, and now I'm having the best childhood. It's never too young to have a decent childhood. Okay, what are my friends in wherever you guys are? Thank you, by the way. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, I think Gabby sort of senses that something's going on here because she's looking around and she's seeing things. Her landmarks are disappearing. So slowly, I'm moving things down to the first floor, and she's noticing. I think she hasn't put it quite together yet, but she's very bright. Okay, let me slip into my non-local space and see what people need to know. Yeah, keep your margins permeable. Like thick margins. No, dotted lines. Leaky margins. I like that word. Keep your margins leaky, and see how your reactions. Sometimes you could mention one word. Like funny. I had a show business upbringing in New York. I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. I worked at Sardi's. I worked off Broadway. And then I finally, got away from all that because it's hard work. Acting's hard work. But I remember being, and all my friends, I knew nobody that was an actor working or looking for work, and a dancer. Everybody was in the arts when I lived in New York. And the best thing you could hear a director or a producer or a choreographer say is, well, the show's closing, but leave your name and contact information with the stage manager because I could probably use you in my next production. And the best word to an actor is, oh, they're going to use me. Like Dr. Martin Luther King said, we came in to serve somebody, we came in to be used, And a few years ago, I said something to this friend of mine about I just said, hopefully my business gets bigger. I could use somebody with your street savvy, your public relations savvy. I could use someone like you. And boy, I pressed a button there and she went nuts, I will never be used. I said, wow. I'm not saying that as a random thing, but, a lot of people, you mention one word and it just, even for yourself. Like if somebody says something and it bothers you really, really, well, like say for instance, every time I see the masses praising what they're doing to the ozone by launching these cheap thrills instead of something long, skillful choices, what Tibetan monks say. But we're here to serve. Serving is the rent we pay for life on this planet. You just random acts of kindness. No matter where, money, like the ball of confusion back in the 60s, politicians saying more taxes will solve everything. No, they won't, because the fat cats will put their fingers and the trickle down. My last show, I talked about, trickle down never happened. That was a sadistic joke or an experiment that's proven a colossal failure. Yeah, we're going through a dark night of the soul. No doubt about that. I'm not insulting your intelligence. But I'm also telling you, when you're going through a dark night of the soul, we're going through it to learn something. Capiche? And a lot of us, though, have this connection to source. No, it's growing, quantum levels. Yeah, a lot of us just have this sense that, you know what? Now is it. Be here now. And in that moment, once again, just like not trusting life is a learned behavior, trusting life and expecting unexpected, wonderful, let your imagination soar, let your, dream. I remember years ago when I was a lazy drunk living off of people, in all these far out places all over the globe. I remember once I was in Paradise Island in the Bahamas with one of my rich boyfriends, and he was at a doctor's convention, and I was spent every day by myself on the beach, and I got to know this doctor's wife, and every day we'd sit on the same. It's like talcum powder sand. Paradise Island. It's right off of the Bahamas, Nassau. And then one day she didn't want to pry, but she looked at me and she said, "What do you do?" And I looked around and I said, "I'm doing it. This is what I do. I study cloud formation." Until, as I said, the looks went, the addictions got bigger. Looks really will tear you apart. Liquor is no friend to, it's funny. Liquor could work for, oh, we gotta go. Oh my God. Okay, time is over. I love you guys. I love you. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Happy October. Keep equanimity going, evenness of mind, and be childlike. Be teachable. I love you.